Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. Today's video is about the importance of layouts and planning your project. So supposedly you have taken a topic, or it is you're in the first or the second semester, and you are not aware of the importance of portrait and layout, portrait and landscape. You are not aware what it is. Even if you're aware, you don't know how to use them in the right sense of it. And what is the importance? Well, whenever I have been evaluating or assessing the projects of different students, I find it very difficult to kind of turn and twist the file for one project again and again, because the layout of every sheet is changing. I completely understand that there are a lot of ingredients that would not accommodate in one sheet, so you would want to kind of use different layout to kind of just manage, because your teacher or your instructor or your mentor has asked you to do so. So why not look at the contents again and reframe them again so that it nicely fits in the same layout? Let me give you an example. So supposedly you've taken an inspiration and you want to make an inspiration board. So please understand, all of you might have studied the impact of the positive and the negative space. So try and balance all these out. The elements of and principles of design are the things that you have to keep in mind, and nobody is going to remind you of that every time you kind of design your project. And use your keywords, do your brainstorming. So many a times I've seen that when the kids are doing brainstorming, they would uh, kind of shift the layout again, because the words were not fixing in that. Or why can't you take a bigger sheet, keep the layout as same and fold it? So whenever, what I mean to say here is, whenever you are doing a project, try and keep your layouts same, because please understand, your background, your layouts, your pictures should not take the major part of your project. It is your work, your flow, your rhythm which should make a project, and the hard work that you've done which should make a project look like a project. When I say this, I'm again trying to say that many a times all these ingredients, like the background of your, suppose you have taken twilight, so you would keep a black sheet and have stars and maybe show a picture of twilight, and then the black sheet continues. So the background of of that sheet, to say a mood board, is so strong that it overpowers your pictures, and the feel and the look of the collection goes down to zero. So these are the supporting or the complementing elements which should be present in your project. They should not be overpowering your projects in any sense. So try and limit it. Again, I mean, let's talk about the inspiration board. So very important that the inspiration has been derived. Try to take high HD pictures, high definition pictures, and not low definition. And you would say, ma'am, I did not find the picture that I was liking. I get your point. So what you have to do is start looking. First step, start looking for picture in high definition. Don't look at pictures in low definition, and so that you select from those pictures only and kind of do your inspiration board. So suppose your pictures or your first board, inspiration board, is portrait. The second should not be landscape, it should be portrait. So supposedly it's mood board. Try and avoid, we do not write the name of the boards on the sheets. Reason being, we want the conversation to happen. So who's viewing your project is your um, interviewer, okay, a person who is going to hire you. So that person is looking, and if you are just writing and you're not explaining and everything has been written, then why do they need you? I mean, try and understand. So do not write the name of the board on the sheets. And then after you've done mood board, color board, very important, Pantone numbers. Pantone numbers are never in hash. They are Pantone 345, 567, whatever the number of the color that you've chosen. Um Try take a picture of lot many colors and you've picked a few colors and things like that. So if you're doing all these boards, do not write the names. The background should not overpower your pictures. Pictures should be high definition. There should be content for every board, a little write up, so that people understand your thought process. They understand your vocabulary. Yeah, they understand. Also, it is not very necessary to. I mean, we are in the era of Chat GPT and AI, so you can always take the little help that you're looking forward if your English is not good. So take, or you can ask help of your teacher, and they can write a little note for you. Or however, I mean, do not write wrong English. It should be nicely written, neat and clean. If you are a very clumsy person and you like it little busy and little clumsy, please understand even how much you want to not say it to the interviewer. With the look of your project, they would understand what type of a person you are. I don't know how, but I must tell you, yes, even we as teachers, we could assess a person's nature. If they are too confusing, then they would use too many words at different times, maybe to impress. Do not do that. Use the same word, because, see, when you say twilight, use the word again and again, so that that rhythm, that flow is there in your project. If you introduce every time a new word which is a synonym of twilight, well, maybe for you it is something interesting, but for a person, that break is there. Like, for example, if you're watching a television or you're watching a movie on OTT, and there is suddenly a new character who comes in, and you're not able to figure out that character in the first half of the picture, then you feel disconnected. So same is the project. Every project is about a story that you're telling through pictures, through your content, through your drawings, through your interpretation. So try and keep up to that. Do not every time involve a new word. That's very, very important. Please keep the layout of your project same. Last point I would like to say here is, whenever you're doing your portfolio. So portfolio is basically about your 4 5 very interesting projects. Try and keep the layout same. Even if you have to redo your second project or your third project, and you have to tweak in a little, do that, because portfolio is a thing that you must definitely show your best skills. If you're not very comfortable with handwriting, use computers. But I often see this now, that lot of students are doing a very flat sheet. There's no 3D or no element in their sheets, in their boards, because they are too much dependent on computer. That's easy to do. But understand, I mean, why should one hire you? What is your X factor if you're not doing something which is different from the others? So try to add little X factor in your projects, maybe doing a little 3D. If it is based on Indian embroideries, or supposedly your inspiration is the era of Akbar, and you're working on Zardozi, add a little sample and add a little embroidery, write a little note about Akbar. Nobody is stopping you. There's no definite rules. Maybe the teacher would say that yes, you need inspiration, color, mood, so and so forth, 5 sheets of that or 9 sheets of that. Understood. But she's not saying that it should stop on ninth. She's saying these are necessary, the rest you can add, subtract. I mean, a book can be of 20,000 pages and book can be of 20 pages also. That depends on the person. If you want to write a little note about your project, and if there is a workbook that you're carrying with your portfolio to show to the interviewer, write a little note. What was the thought? Why Akbar? Why not any other ruler, or why that era, or anything? I mean, what I'm trying to say is that your portfolio is you, and if your portfolio does not have that X factor, and out of 10 students, all of 10 students have made the same portfolio, flat sheets and just the drawing or just the illustration, oh, it's no fun. Trust me, it's no fun. So, wish you all the best. If you have any questions regarding projects or portfolios, I can guide you. Do write to me, and I look forward to your questions. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you for watching the video. Do like and subscribe and share it with people who are wanting to take fashion design as career. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.